was having a cig right outside the Family Dollar at the corner, and then all of a sudden she got a phone call from her son, and then boom, she hear ba 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 ba, right? So she hears one go off first. She starts ducking down because she didn't know where it was coming from. That's a sign that it happened inside the cookie store. Okay. And then she was ducking down, and then she heard a second round going, a second like set of rounds going off. And then that's when she looked and she seen the dudes running into the white car and everything like that, right? And then basically, as they start going up the street, she sees the dreadhead guy running, the skinny dreadhead guy that was, everybody considered him to be security or whatever. She seen him go out and she sees him fire, and she could actually see the flash coming out the muzzle and everything like that, right? And then as that's going on, there's two people, two, possibly three people that ran out the back of Makeda's Cookies and into the back of Family Dollar. They went around the corner for it. That's Maurice. That's two other dudes. Those two other dudes, there was a Tahoe waiting for him. The Tahoe that everybody has seen at the gas station. That Tahoe was also seen in the back of footage that was going on with one of the first responders that came out filming. You could see the Tahoe all the way across the other side of the Family Dollar parking lot on the far end, away from where everything was going on. So she seen those two dudes, and she was outside. They came and turned the corner, right? And then they go into the store. So she goes into the store, and it's all on film. So she got blonde hair. You're going to be able to see the people going in before her. So she goes in, and they get in line behind her friend that's already checking out. So she gets in line behind them. And then they walk up front, out of line, past the register, trying to act like they already been checked out and they're just waiting for things to calm down. So then that's when everybody already realized, when they turned the corner, Shorty had already seen that they had straps. And one of them was wearing a wife beater, and she could see, and the other one had a shirt that was unbuttoned open, short sleeved unbuttoned shirt open or whatever. She could see they had the strap. And basically, they were acting like they didn't know whether they wanted to go outside or stay back in the Family Dollar. They were really contemplating what was going on. And Maurice had already changed clothes, and he pops out to the sidewalk. And then the two dudes exit the Family Dollar, and they head the other way towards that Tahoe, and they get in the Tahoe and leave. Now, whole time, since Maurice's car was parked in front of the window like at first, he goes to his car and moves it. This is the 15 minutes that happened before the boy showed up. He moves his car. And that's how, if there was those holes in his car, it makes a lot of sense because of the way he was parked. So basically, the witness also said that there was time in between the first pop she heard and the second set of pops she heard. And the second set of pops were the faster ones. But the first set was just one or two max. So the first set happened inside the store. Then they must have had moved Dolph to the front and then told the dudes to go ahead and take the front out too. So either that or Dolph was in that hallway by that door and they opened up on him letting it off. And he must have tried to run out that hallway and they got him there. And as soon as they, he gets out that door, and then that's when he gets out in that lobby, and then there's a second set of people. And so it's just interesting that she said that the first set that went off, she was looking around and nobody knew where it was coming from. Her and everybody else was looking around. And she was outside having a cig right there next to it, basically. And so those two dudes that went into the Tahoe and they had straps and everything like that, they were acting real suspicious, real sketchy, and they were seen coming out the back of the cookie store into Family Dollar, trying to act like they were blending in with everybody else. They went in there and never bought nothing. Duh. So it's some crazy stuff, man. The head guy told him that they had a witness come directly up to him and said everything that happened, even described that they were seeing the faces of the people that did it. They seen Maurice Aldham, the owner. He came into that Family Dollar, and he said that he didn't want to believe her, so he didn't pass her story down. So they just stuck with their own narrative and stuff because it didn't help their agenda. And they got this guy, the head guy, answering phone calls when they come in, so that he could think of something quick to get him to put away, maybe trace track him and try to uh, flip the script on people and try to get him to stop thinking about the whole case and stuff. And they're gonna try to let it go cold. Yeah. So basically, you gotta watch out. And the reason why they're trying to not solve Dolph's thing is because back in 2012, them and the feds snatched 130K from Dolph. They seized it, grabbed it, and everything. They try to basically, whenever they catch you with money, they can take the money, they can take cars and everything, and they don't have to prove that nothing from right from the jump. They don't have to give no probable cause to take it. They could take the money, they could take the cars, and what they will do is they'll wait and let that bread go to court. It sounds funny, but literally the bread is the defendant in court. That 130K is the defendant, and it gets sued by the feds, the US. So what happens is they all they got to do is provide a theory, a conspiracy that it could be from, you know, non-legit transactions that he didn't pay taxes on or whatnot, right? So they could take it. They took it and they gave him only 7K back. They only gave him 7.5K back, but they took 130K from him, and that's crazy. And so that's why I was from that point back in 2012, 2011, they never liked him, and they seen him grow up, and because of his history, they just had this idea, this whole thought already made up on what Dolph was, and they never cared that he actually changed, and he changed from what he was doing in the past to getting stuff legit, and now he's a superstar. And they still saw him as that kid that was hustling, and that they always tried to catch because they was making their quota from that, and now they can't make their quota because he's not there, and they wish they could catch him on something. Just because he had did something in the past doesn't mean he's doing that same thing now. And even though you obviously see he's successful from legitimate music and going as an independent artist and independent everything, right? And he gets more bread than the average artist. He gets way, way more just because of him wanting to be independent. On top of that, these boys is making the same amount of money they was making they whole every they're not making any more than what they were making when Dolph was a teenager and they was trying to catch him and stuff when he was 18, and they took that bread from him. So basically, they seen he's getting all this money, and they are like, man, but we used to catch him and this and that. And so they got hypnotized by hate too. The boys got hypnotized by the hate too, because they just couldn't believe that he had become successful, and they were just trying to take him down. Like a lot of these departments, they be dealing with these rappers when they come up in the city. And then once they make it big and they actually go legit, anytime they come and do a show or anytime they come and do something and try to be regular or positive, they're quick to pull up on them and find anything they can charge them with and try to say that and basically tie them into their past, and they don't see reality. They're all focused on the negative and the past, and they wish that they could catch them on something. So this kind of stuff is what got them hating and got them in line with the cover up, basically. All thanks to, that pastor don't like him, and nobody really talking about that. That's a significant thing that could be key. We're gonna get more info on that.